Yeah, so uh talk about the last thing that I built or have been building for that matter and am subsequently absolutely ending building. And I know on the screen it says if people say that you can't keep going, um there's a difference between people saying that you can't and then like absolutely malicious institutional grade interference um, that makes it impossible to even just live your life. This one is a hard stop, and I'm not coming back to it. Taking on the payment processing fee cabal is a really stupid idea for anybody. I'll leave the white paper up so that people know that the math exists to not have to pay payment processing fees anymore. And that is a fact. That's mathematical. That's proven. And there's no doubt about that. That money, I think that it equates to almost $200 billion a year, should be put back into the hands of Main Street immediately. But it will not be yours truly that is the one that is doing that, because working on this project has quite literally cost me everything in my life, and there unfortunately is no coming back from it, um, and it's sad. It really is that we are at a point in society where we just frankly don't listen to people. Things are changing in development, and it's not just me. It's not my fault. AI is very real, and I want to show a couple of videos here for things that I have known, that I've been working with, that I have been iterating through, which is why the production level that I have is so high. I mean, again, Tinkerly built it, took me 3 days. Enterprise SaaS, AI intelligent price scoping, and milestone based escrow. Future state could have Walrus on the back end of it for smart contracts and paying out royalties. Persuade, low latency Gen AI tech meant to boost sales performance in call centers works, will work great. And built it. That one actually took me no more than 6 hours. Rapid development can happen when you know how to lead your AI agents like a drill sergeant. Read my MRI, enterprise grade, consumer facing as well, medical AI imaging tech. Could be a break in vendor lock-ins in healthcare, but what I've realized is that my speed is what will keep me from being allowed to participate. And here's the thing, um, it's not just me. I'll tell you here.
It has been the dream of the industry where you can write your code, your intentions once, and run them everywhere. Quick intro, my name is Sean. I work at OpenAI, specifically in alignment research. And today I want to talk about sort of the value of code versus communication, and why specifications might be a little bit of a better approach in general.
I'll cut it there. But the conversation goes for 20 minutes, and it's all about human communication replacing code. And don't get me wrong, you have to be able to understand the way that machine language and code works in order to be able to do this kind of stuff. You just can't come into it as a non technical person and expect to be able to figure everything out. But the reality of it is is that the models have incredible intelligence, and even if you get to a point where you're building something that's completely off base, the errors are going to start to come up, and you're going to start to learn what is possible and not possible. So the reality of it is that anything is possible, and Sean Grove is 100% correct in that it is now about the specifications and less about the code itself, and specifications for how your code is to be written, dependencies, all that kind of stuff has to be specified. And then I'll show another one here from Aaron Levy of Box. Um,
Only in day one of this, but what I'm starting to see kind of some patterns emerge, which is we thought agents would go and learn how we work and then automate that. And then the question, and so basically agents conform to how we work. The question is, when is the moment when we conform to how agents are best used?
Yep.
And you're seeing this in a couple areas. So you're seeing this in engineering to start with, which is like people are saying, okay, I'm going to have agents and then sub agents for parts of the code base, and then I'm going to give them kind of README files that the agents read, and then I'm going to actually optimize my code base for the agent as opposed to the other way around in other forms of knowledge work. So within how we use Box,
all right. So what Aaron Levy is talking about there, and he says, "Oh, we're only in day one of this." Um, Not true, because I had been multi-agent orchestrating for a good little while at that point, and started to understand exactly what he's talking about. I'm gonna have the agent, and then I'm going to have sub agents, and they're all going to have, as Sean Grove says, specifications for what their part in the process is, and through that, you can manage context, you can improve outputs, you can mitigate hallucinations, and all that it takes is knowing what kind of agent, what kind of hierarchy, what kind of context will the agent be working with, and in that, um, quite literally, anything is possible. But the world does not want that to be known, and um, if you disrupt too much, too fast, you're going to be excommunicated, which is exactly what's happened to me with the VTI Stablecoin project. I come from a healthcare background, and so when I started getting into technology, everybody said, well, it's Matt, and he's lost his mind, and he's gone into some sort of AI psychosis, which um, please don't assume and judge when you haven't actually spoke to somebody to understand what it's really about. And also, um, it's just um, it's a remarkable duality that we have, where as a society we want to be so complacent about big tech layoffs and AI replacement, and people's jobs are literally getting replaced. And here I'm the guy saying, well, how about we do something different? How about we just start replacing the tech for the companies that are engaging with this, and somehow I'm the bad guy, that is too forward thinking, that suggests that payment processing fees are an unnecessary tax on our people, and we all want to look to the government to solve our problems. Meanwhile, they're on a total hiatus, and it's always done this way. It's to instill fear and panic, to make people believe that they need the power of the government, and um, other ways, people just believe that they also need the power to be able to pay payment processing fees, and rather than do something about it, Everybody just wants to accept the status quo, and for the people that do try and do something about it, we become the enemies, and not only the enemies to the people that we're trying to serve, but the enemies, obviously, to the payment processing fee cabal. Past 3 weeks, unbelievable, unbelievable, to a point that this is definitely done. Um, there is no point in trying to work on this anymore. The white paper, like I said, will stay published. There's no reason that people should not be aware that they don't have to pay payment processing fees anymore. But to the extent of building future tech, and building stuff that's gonna make the world a better place, forget that noise. Um, just just an awful, awful thing to try and do to make the world better through technology instead of having it be made for controlled access through technology. Wow, quite a novel thought process there. Um, but yeah, this was VTI stablecoin and dual rail, quantum ready for when the day comes. Elliptical curve in the meantime, likely going to change it, or was going to change it to Archium, um, to better manage compute. Um, but but nope. Hard nope. Um, just not even worth it. Uh, Eye-opening experience. Really, AI has enabled so much. Back in March through June, I was in a startup that obliterated my professional network by telling me to go tell lies regarding their technology. And when I called them out on it, as it happens in business, if you do the right thing, you are terminated. And having integrity was the right thing in this case. And I had to. That's another thing that AI enabled in me. I had to battle a lawyer for a month just to get indemnification for myself, so I didn't get sued, and my friends who put money in could get their money back out when the company ultimately does collapse, which will happen. It's what happens to companies that are built predicated on lies, which is why I made the decision that I did. But that decision cost me, because you have to understand, I come from a rough childhood, and sorry, when I was going into my senior year, a gifted math student, high promise, I was involved in a major car accident, and I fell for Purdue Pharma's gimmick. And because of that, I'm not allowed to be acceptable anywhere. Um, and I'm certainly not allowed to be acceptable amongst the builder, developer, academic community, the normies, as they would say, because Purdue Pharma snake bit me. um, I'm just not allowed to be part of society. I was when I hid that, um, but I learned that hiding that kind of stuff doesn't really serve me all that well. Although, since talking more openly about it, because I was asked to go to therapy, and was told to be more open and honest about these things. I was uh, divorced. I was married for 20 years, no, 15 years, but with my ex-wife for 20. And come to find out, if you want to start being honest with yourself, you're no longer welcome. Um, and and excitingly enough, because that startup left me with nothing and I didn't have an income, adding insult to injury, because I had not earned an income in some period of time for the 15 years that I was married and the house that was built and all the equity in it, I was offered 5,000 in separation. Um, and then on top of it, I dealt with a developer in Paris who um, created a gigantic ruse to try and get hands on my technology. Oh, and then I moved a bunch of money into crypto assets while on travel, and my banks cut me off. Topper permanently barred me. Transact permanently barred me. Robinhood held my money for 10 days. So that actually all happened. And then what else? Oh, the social media throttling. Um, can't forget about that. You're trying to start a company and market your business, and because you're building disruptive technology, the web platforms say nope. That's not okay because we need for people to know that they still have to pay payment processing fees because those are our buddies, and you can't mess with our buddies. Um, so, yeah, uh, fun times in tech. You have a bunch of people who are going to be let go. You have replacement that is very real. You have people that work on the opposing side of it and want to be able to do good things. But if you're one of those people, you will be drowned. And I'm one of them. So good luck, everybody. I hope that um, I genuinely do hope that people wake up about AI and the changes that are coming to the labor market. It's not completely out of left field. The risks are very real. There are reasons that these data centers are being built to the size that they are. And so it would be wise if people, instead of just kicking their feet up and saying, I'm good with the status quo, if they actually took a stand and said, if big tech is going to play these kind of games, then we are going to play games right back. Because if you look at AI merely as something that can replace you, um, it will. But the alternative is that AI can also enable you to do remarkable things, such as uh, democratizing software development. And that should be a thing that everybody is trying to work on, because software companies do not care. Um, Sorry. And so that's that. I'm not going to speak anymore. And I'm not going to build anymore because it was stupid to begin with. And I was only born to be able to do the jobs that my family dictates for me to be able to be capable of doing. I know that now, and but what I built exists, and have fun with it.